Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, welcome. Today is a very overdue video. It is my birth story. I planned on filming a birth vlog, but shit got real fast and it kind of was on the back burner. It was the last thing I was thinking about and we just didn't get to it. It was pretty quick, so yeah, we kind of forgot to vlog. But let's get to it and I'll give you some more details on what happened. So on the 16th of December, I was 38 weeks and 2 days pregnant, and I had been begging Storm since I was 37 weeks to set up our room and get ready for the baby. So we had everything, we just needed to put the bassinet in our room next to our bed, and he also needed to pack the bag that we were taking to the hospital. So that was Wednesday night. We did that, we set it up finally, and I was finally like, okay, it's all good. Baby can come now, but I've got a couple more weeks, so I'm feeling good. I had a massive to-do list of things that I wanted to get done. I wanted to clean the car. I just wanted to do all these little nitty-gritty things before the baby came. So a couple of days leading up, I guess I had like period cramping every now and then, and obviously I was pretty big, so I was feeling pretty exhausted. But the cramping, you know, I heard that that's quite normal and didn't think anything of it. So yeah, I just went with it. So 16th of December, we went to sleep. It was Wednesday night, so Storm had work in the morning. I had taken maternity leave a week early, so I was still meant to be going to work this week, but I had taken it off early because I was so exhausted. I mentally and physically could not do another week. So we went to sleep and I woke up at about 1:30 a.m. and I'm not sure if I woke up because my undies were wet or if I woke up and then my undies were wet. But I just remember waking up and kind of half sitting up, and I woke Storm up and I was like, I think I just peed myself or my waters may have just broken. It wasn't like a lot. And he was like, yeah. And then I sat up more and I just felt a gush and I was like, yep, my waters just broke. And Storm just leaped out of bed and ran. I was like, can you get me a towel please? So he went and got me a towel, and he was like, just, it's not that he was freaking out, we just weren't expecting me to go early. Everyone was telling me you're gonna go over, so we were expecting to have a January baby. But anyways, so Storm got me a towel and I woke up and I texted my mum and I was like, I think my waters just broke, and she just said pop a pad on and go back to bed and try and get some sleep. I was like, okay. So I went to the bathroom, lay back down, and about 5 minutes I started getting not intense, but I started getting cramps like within 5 minutes. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll just try and like sleep through them, try and get as much rest as possible because I knew it was gonna start soon, but I didn't think it would start soon. Anyways, I could not get to sleep. They started getting worse and worse. So I got up and I said to Storm, you stay in bed because, you know, you need your sleep and you can't really do anything at this point. Storm was thinking he was going to work the next day. That wasn't happening. So I got up and I just came into the lounge room, kept it lit dimly, and I just started swaying on the exercise ball, bouncing, just trying to distract myself. And I just, you know, I knew it was early labor, so I knew this could be going on for hours and hours and hours. So I was just trying to stay as calm as possible, and I wasn't freaking out. I didn't think anything would happen very fast. So I was out in the lounge room on the ball probably for about 2 or 3 hours, and I was tracking my contractions, and they started getting pretty close, like 3 minutes apart. But you know, I wasn't sure if I was meant to call my midwife as soon as my waters broke or as soon as the contractions started getting regular. I wasn't sure, because I didn't think that my waters would break like it does in the movies, you know. So I didn't call her when my waters broke. I just stuck it out for a little bit to see how my contractions would go. So they started getting pretty consistent within 3 minutes of each other, and I was like, maybe I should just call, but I don't want to wake my midwife at 3 o'clock in the morning if it's not that bad and it's not going to happen soon, because they have to get up that early and meet you at the hospital. So I called the hospital itself, not my midwife, and I just, you know, explained my situation, what was happening, and if I should call my midwife. And she said, yes, you should definitely call your midwife. So I called my midwife. I was still, you know, they were painful, but not, you know, nothing crazy. And I have a low pain tolerance, like I fucking hate pain. So I called her and I just explained my situation. I was still super calm, you know, I didn't think anything was going to happen super fast. And she just said, well, you know, you sound pretty calm, so just stay at home for as long as possible, and call me as soon as you think you're starting to get a little bit more intense and you want to come in. Just give me half an hour's notice so that I can set up the birth room. And I was like, okay, sweet, cool. About half an hour later, I was like, okay, these are starting to get to 2 minutes apart and they're starting to get a little bit more painful. So I called her back and she was like, that's okay, I'm already at the hospital, I couldn't go back to sleep, I've set up your room, you can come in. I was like, okay, cool. So I went and woke Storm up and he was like, what is happening? He didn't think it was gonna happen that fast. I was like, we need to start getting ready, we need to pack the car. Like, we had our clothes ready, but you know, you can't pack everything. There's some things you need to leave last minute, you know, like your toothbrush and all that stuff. So he was frantically packing the car. Not frantically, but he was packing the car quite quickly, and I was trying to help. I was trying to eat something because I knew that, you know, you can feel nauseous. But I literally couldn't help because I had to sit down for every contraction on the ball, which was happening every like 2-ish minutes. So I was dealing with that while Storm was packing the car. And then I think as soon as we got in the car, it was around 6, I think 5:45. And as soon as we started driving, they started getting intense. I just remember telling Storm to hurry up. And then we got to the birth center, and I don't know, it's just like I walked in and I was just like, okay, this is happening, but I don't know where to, like, I don't know what I want to, like, what position I want to sit in. I don't know what to do. Like, it was just so weird. But as soon as I got there, I was just like, okay, I've got a contraction. And that's when it started. Like, they started getting intense, and I knew I wanted to do it without the epidural if I could. I wasn't against the epidural, like there's no way I'm taking it. Like, you know, I knew if I was having a long labor and I was exhausted and I was absolutely out of it, that I would take it. But I wanted to try without. But I wasn't against, you know, all the other drugs like morphine and the gas and all of that stuff. So once I got there, they started getting quite intense, and I kind of was just like, Storm, I need you to massage my back. So he was on my back pretty much my whole entire labor at the hospital. He was absolutely amazing, the best support person ever. I literally could not have done it without him. But yeah, I was just so uncomfortable. Like, no position was comfortable at all. So I was like, okay, I want to jump in the shower and just put some hot water on my back, because most of my labor was in my back. It was definitely a back labor, but I also had it in the front too, so double whammy. It was great. I was in the shower pretty much most of the time. Storm was holding one shower head on my belly and the other one was on my back, and I was like kind of kneeling on the ground over an exercise ball, and I started getting quite vocal. Storm said I definitely was a screamer towards the end, but yeah, that's, you know, shit started getting real, and I said to Storm, I need something, like I need some sort of pain relief. So my midwife suggested to try the hydro injections. So it's where they inject water into your back. So they normally suggest that if you're having a back labor, which I definitely was. So she suggested the hydro injections. So I had 2 needles in each side, so just above my back and below, and so 4 altogether needles. I had 2 nurses injecting me at the same time, and that was the most pain. The needles, like the water going into your muscle. I screamed and I swore under my breath, and it kind of took the edge off for about 3 minutes, and then pain was back straight away, and I was like, that was not worth it. But anyways, I kept going, and I was like back in the shower. I did try and get in the bath, but it was just so uncomfortable. Like I just was so uncomfortable. I could not get in a position where I was like, yeah, I can do, you know, this for hours. So I was in the shower and I was up and down, and Storm was just following me wherever I went with the shower head, putting it on my belly while I was trying to keep it on my back. And then I needed to poop, and I was like, I need to poop, but I don't want to have the baby in the toilet. And my midwife's like, no, it's fine. If you need to poop, just poop. We're right here. If anything happens, you can just jump off quickly. And I was like, okay. So I had to poop mid-contraction on the toilet. I was making some noises. I was like, nah, I need something. So I got the gas, and I was in the shower on the floor on my knees, and I had 3 sucks, and I was so dizzy. Like I could not deal. I literally had to lay on the ground. I was like, Storm, I cannot deal with that. It just made me feel so sick and just dizzy. I just literally couldn't sit up. So I literally was laying on the bathroom floor, like I can't deal. And then the gas like kind of wore off, and I sat up, and I was like, nah, I can't do the gas. So kept laboring, and then it kind of just got, I feel like I went through the transition phase, and I just was like, I need like drugs. So I asked for the morphine, and I was like, I need it now. Like I am in so much pain. And Storm's like, okay, can we get some morphine please? And the midwife was like, yep, okay. Oh, I forgot to say, my midwife checked me. So she probably checked me at like 8ish in the morning, and I was a 6, and we got there at 6 o'clock in the morning. So at 8 a.m. I was at a 6 centimeters dilated. So it was a quick labor, and I was like, holy shit, okay, I can do this. I don't have that much further to go. So about half an hour later, yeah, so about 8:30, I was like, I need some morphine. She's like, okay, we'll go draw it up for you. And then literally like 5 minutes she walked away. I was like, I feel like I need a push. Like I feel like my body is pushing. And she was like, that's okay, you know, just relax. We'll go get you your morphine. I was like, no, like I gotta push. Like it was insane. She's like, well, let me just check how far you are, how far dilated you are before we go and get the morphine. I was like, okay. And that was so painful, because it's so hard for them to check you whilst you're contracting constantly. Like I was on the bed, and then as soon as it was over, I would quickly lay on the bed, and she checked me, and I got the contraction while she was checking me, and that was but she checked me. She was like, you're at a 9. Within half an hour I went from a 6 to a 9. So I didn't even get my morphine. And she was like, okay, you know, if you feel like you need to push, you can start pushing. And I didn't want to push. Like it was just like my body was literally doing it by itself. So I was like, shit, I haven't even thought like what position I want to push him out in. And it wasn't a comfortable position, but the most comfortable position was probably kneeling for me. That's how I spent most of my labor, on my knees. So they laid out some like gym mats and some towels all over, and then I just knelt over the ball like I was in the shower pretty much the whole labor, and my body just started pushing, and I was like groaning. I was groaning with my pushes because I felt like it was just helping me so much, just like bear down, you know. And I think I pushed for about half an hour. It didn't feel that long, to be honest. Like, it was painful, but it didn't feel that long. Like, I felt like, you know, this whole labor had just gone so quick, and I was already pushing. And then, yeah, I pushed for about half an hour. I mean, that was probably just as bad as the really bad contractions, maybe a little bit worse when his head came out. But my midwives were wiping with warm cloths to help tearing as I was progressing through my pushes, which was awesome. I had the most amazing midwife and student midwife. And then, yeah, baby Rain was born. His shoulder got stuck a little bit, my midwife, so she said she just had to swivel him around, and luckily he came out. She said it could have gone bad, but he decided to come. He was born at 8:54 a.m. on the 17th of December, and he was 12 pounds, so 3.5 kilos, and 50 centimeters long, 34 centimeter head circumference. I just keep replaying in my head when he came out. My midwives passed him through my legs because I was kneeling up to me, and I just grabbed him, and as he was coming out, so his head was out and I was waiting for the next contraction to push the rest of him out, he made a little like sound. And I just remember looking at Storm and I was just like, that's our baby. And then Storm started crying, and then I pushed him out and I grabbed him, and I was like, he's not making, like, he's not crying, is he breathing? And my midwife's like, just blow in his face a little bit. So I blew on his face, and he was like, wah! And I was like, okay, he's good. So yeah, it was the most challenging, painful experience of my entire life, but I've never been so proud of myself. I'm a sook when it comes to pain, and I'm just so proud of myself that I did that without drugs. Like, I had 3 sucks of gas and couldn't do it. The rest was natural. So I'm so proud of myself, and I'm so proud of Storm, and I'm so thankful that I had Storm, because he was there telling me I could do it when I said I was so done and I could not do it. And I just think it couldn't have gone any more perfect. I'm so glad it went quickly. So it was about 7.5 hours in total from when my waters broke. So that's pretty quick for a first labor, I think, but not too quick. And yeah, I'm just so thankful that I have a beautiful baby boy now, and he's awake, and I'm gonna go grab him. The star of the show is here. Say hi, everyone. He just had a little nap. I literally think about it nearly every day, my labor and my birth. I just couldn't have thought of a better birth. I'm just so thankful for my support people. So thankful nothing went wrong. Nothing was wrong with Rain. He was fine. He was nice and healthy. And now he is a chubba bubba, and you're 8 weeks old tomorrow, huh? 8 weeks since you came out into the world. So that is my positive natural birth story. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, please make sure you do give it a big thumbs up, and make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys. Say bye. Say bye.